What's up, everyone? Father here with another exciting backyard baseball video. As I once again try to remember the order I'm supposed to do things for the Jibtegrity recording process. So this is my secret code, and that should mean I can get on with game number 10 of our season 11 here. So this week we are at the Royals. Had a tough match against the Angels last time out. They scored pretty well on their end, and we couldn't get anything going, run scoring wise at least, and struggled by giving up a bunch of runs to their AI as well. So we'll be trying to fix that at least a little bit here against the Royals this week. And I have honestly no idea who. Oh, this is P. Sanchez. This is his Royals squad. They have what looks to be a pretty dang good squad. Judy Buenza on the mound is the Kenny Kawaguchi clone. Cheryl Reynolds at catcher is a Sammy Sosa clone, obviously very scary. Stan the Man at third base. Zoe Mallory, who's Alex Rodriguez clone, at shortstop. Olga, who is very fast but weak arm, so may have some chance at second, but she's a solid second baseman. Molly May, kind of wasting her arm at first base, but good catcher as well. Catcher of the ball, I should say. Not a bad actual catcher either. Grace Tipton, fast, weak arm in right field. Shane Smith, fast, weak arm in center, and same with Cindy Chang in left. Lots of speed on this Royal squad. A little interesting at playground, but if it's been working for him, that's good. So a lot of speed to contend with. Not going to be able to find many gaps when we're hitting, so I'm going to have to probably be willing to swing for the fences a little more, especially with our power hitters when they do get a chance to come up to bat. Trying to think if there's any changes we should make on offense. You know, things haven't been quite working out how I would like most of the time. But I still kind of think we need to have these, our power hitters spaced out as much as possible, minimize how often the likes of, especially Nan, but Chucky and Vincent as well, actually have to come up to bat. So, I like everything that's going on in theory. We just struggle with execution a little bit, and that very well may continue this game, but we are certainly going to put up the best showing we can, starting things off as per usual with Pablo Sanchez.
Mándame una buena.
And so at the end of our last game, he got pretty well robbed trying a ground ball approach. So we're not gonna roll that back, but try a line drive swing here. Took first pitch low in the strike zone. Second pitch looked good, but swung right through it, unfortunately. And okay, that was just barely a little high with Pablo's tiny strike zone. Was pretty worried about that one. Sure looks low, and is. So after 2 quick strikes, Pablo worked it to a 2-2 count, and then fouls off pitch pretty close to the middle of the strike zone. Maybe could have stayed open and tried it from there. Pablo makes good contact, bounces off, I think it's Zoe at shortstop, the Alex Rodriguez clone. So hit it well enough that she couldn't make like a normal fielding attempt there. So a little bit of an error at least, but it was a tough play for her to make, and then Pablo had plenty of time by the time Stan got to the ball. So brings up Ashley Weber behind Pablo. We'll be line driving away, mostly just praying for a gap hit somewhere. so far. Been a little patient at the plate though, and worked to a 2-1 count. And that's a little bit higher in the air than we would like. Looks like Zoe is going to settle under it in plenty of time, and she does. No chance to double up Pablo at first is the really small silver lining there. So we'll see if Ashley's sister Sydney can do any better. Got a pretty good pitch to hit, but mistimed a little bit, I think, on the swing. Not a pretty good pitch to hit, but pulled foul. If it had stayed fair, it would have been pretty solid. Although I'm sure Cindy in left field would have relayed it in, and plenty of time to prevent like Pablo from scoring or anything. This might work out for us. No, they make a catch and then give Pablo a free base trying to throw it first. So Sydney pops up to shallow right. Olga and Grace fight for it, but ultimately it looked like Grace made the catch. Then Pablo's already back safely. They tried to make a play on him, and it did not work out. He moved up to second, so that could end up making a difference here if we can do something with Susan. Looks like instead it doesn't matter because Susan takes that one deep. No, it stays in play, so it might matter if I can even manage to get Pablo home here. Looks like just barely. Okay, so it worked out as Susan hits it off the fence, but it stays in play. So just a long double for Susan, and long RBI double, I should say. So Pablo was definitely not scoring there without the help. Jordan hits that one way too high in the air, though. So Zoe makes the catch, and the side is retired. So 1 run on the board thanks to Pablo and Susan. Means we'll have Vincent, then Fabian, then Chucky at the start of the next inning. Zoe leads things off with a little dribbler, fielded by Vincent, and gunned to Ashley at first for out number 1. Quick first out there. Lots of kind of slap hitters in this lineup, which we will hopefully be able to stymie, at the very least on our side of things. I'm sure P. Sanchez on offense will be able to take advantage of some things. I at least think that's who is coaching the 0-1 Royals as well. This seems like his kind of team. Jane slaps that one pretty hard to Sydney at short, but plenty of time for her to chunk across to her sister and get out number 2. So no double play opportunity. Really could have probably used a power up for Chucky there, but we're also pretty happy. Yeah, this would have been a great double play opportunity. Instead, just an easy out on a little dribbler from Molly May to Chucky on the mound for out number 3. So quick 1-2-3 inning for us. Gets us back to Vincent Sweet, as previously mentioned. Vincent's going to take a first pitch low in the strike zone for strike 1. Vincent goes the other way with that one, and it skips by Grace. Yeah, I think definitely by the time Molly got that one, she would have gunned Vincent out at second, but pretty legitimate leadoff single there from Vincent. Love to see that. Now just need a big swing from Fabian here. That's tempting, but really far inside. Tough to get around on those. Also tempting, but just a bit too far outside. So 1 ball, 1 strike for Fabian here. Looked like a pretty good pitch hit, maybe a little high in the strike zone, and Fabian fouls it back behind home plate, unfortunately. That one I got lucky to even make contact with. Felt like I really mistimed it, so happy to foul it off and stay alive. That looked like it was, and did ultimately curve too far inside. So 2-2 now to count. Again, is that one really high? I don't think far enough though. No, Shane settles under it and ultimately does make the catch out in center field. So if we had managed to pull that one down the left field line, it probably would have been out, but just skied it a little bit too much that time. So let's see what Chucky can do here to keep things moving. Make good contact, but foul, and I think if it had been fair, it would have been caught by Stan at third, so might just be lucky that it did go foul. Second pitch outside for ball one. So 1-1, 1 out of the inning. Vincent Sweet standing on first base. Chucky hit the ball decently, but right at Stan at third. Ah, shoot. I forgot I still had Nan coming up next as well. Ugh, this bottom part of the lineup is a struggle. Thought I was going to be able to bat back around to Pablo with somebody on base, but it seems unlikely here. Unless man can work a walk here. So far got a 2-0 count. We pretty much just aren't going to swing until we get to 2 strikes, so let's just send that mouse cursor so far away that we can't even swing. Oh, so close to just a perfect 4-pitch walk, but Judy catches below an inside corner with her 4th pitch. That one also going to be a strike, so now we at least got to try to swing away. Full count. Below. Yeah, there we go. Nan reaches base on a walk. Brings up Pablo with 2 runners on and 2 outs. That's all we can do is try to get into these situations and hope for the best. Pablo has not had a whole lot of RBI opportunities, period, this season, and this is one of his biggest opportunities so far. First pitch though from Judy, high above the strike zone. And that's probably not going to do it, although it is a single, as Olga and Zoe converge on it, but can't agree on anything.
Out of here.
So it keeps the inning alive. Bases loaded, 2 outs for Ashley. Takes a first pitch, yuck, right on the low inside corner of the strike zone. And then rockets it up the middle. Looks like we're going to end up with a 3 RBI double. Yeah, we are. Great job from Ashley. Got him out of position with that closed stance. And it took Shane a while to track the ball down. So slowish Chucky and slow Nan both had time to score. Pablo comes around as well. Sydney actually makes really good contact as well, but that one goes too close to Cindy in left field. But alright, we got a 3 RBI double out of Ashley there. Kind of finally making good on having those fairly quality hitters towards the top of the lineup. Those 3 runs feel pretty huge at this point in the game, and it looks like Cheryl's gonna lead off with a single there. And even with Nan's very strong quality arm, I don't think she had a legitimate shot at throwing across to get Cheryl going to first there. So this also makes it kind of risky, but with Chucky getting tired, we're going to bring in Nan to pitch already. Hope Stan does not hit it to third. Oh, that would have been a perfect double play ball, but Sydney was not ready for it at second base. So Fabienne's throw bounces off her, but Fabienne picks the ball back up and throws it to Ashley at first instead. So do get the trailing runner out, but ultimately ends up as a sacrifice, and Cheryl is safe on second base. As Nan is now facing off against Grace Tipton, and has her at 0-2, and Grace goes down strike 3 on 3 straight pitches. So that's going to bring up Cindy Chang here. And just like the AI tends to do, it's one of the very few batters I will shift in on. Want to get to the ball quickly if she does put it in play in fair territory. I'm actually going to try to get this out at third. Yeah, nobody was covering first, which I guess is the downside of bringing our infielders in, and it's honestly how I've gotten many of my hits with Cindy when playing with her. But we do get Cheryl going to third to end the inning there. So 1 base runner, but no serious damage done. That brings up Susan Gore to lead off here in the top of the third. Orioles still with a 4-0 lead over the Royals. With nobody on and to lead off the inning here, I'm okay line driving with Susan. And she's so far taken a couple pitches and fouled one off to go to 2-1, and then launches one into left center. There it is, thrown in better than I was expecting by Shane Smith there in center field. So Susan ends up with a long single. And that brings up Jordan Thorner with, of course, Susan standing on first. Jordan hits that one at a pretty good spot. Yeah, we're ultimately not going to be able to advance anyone past that, but Susan on second and Jordan on first for Vincent Sweet. See if he can put together a legitimate hit here. Or, of course, draw a walk would also be nice. We've got Fabienne coming up after him. That one does catch low and away. Strike for a strike. So 1-1 so far the count for Vincent. And that I figured was a strike, but not a part of the plate I like to swing at, and just a funky looking hook. Anyways, might be trouble. Thankfully they made a throw to second before over to first. If they had gone third to first, I think they would have got Vincent there. But instead we have 2 runners on for Fabienne here. Just hits a high pop-up that is going to be called an infield fly. Ugh. Looked like a good pitch to hit. Thought I timed it up and everything, but alas, nothing doing there, and that's going to probably do it here, unless Chucky can come up with a big hit like his semi-clone Ashley earlier. So far, we just worked things to a 0-2 count. So 0-2, 2 outs, Jordan on second, and Vincent on first. Just barely managed to get a ball there, slightly above the strike zone. That's probably going to spell trouble. Zoe makes a strong throw, not really trouble, but to get them out of the inning. Zoe makes strong throw to first, no misplays or anything. So side is retired, and we'll have Nan, Pablo, Ashley in the top of the fourth. Still have Nan on the mound for right now, as Olga kind of laces one towards Sydney, but Sydney to Ashley for the first out, still in plenty of time. Their ninth batter, Judy, up to the plate. Ninth batter and pitcher, I should say. Not too horribly scared of anything she might do, and she's probably pretty tired as well. So we're going to just kind of pepper in with some low and inside slow balls. She does make contact, but pretty easy fielding for Nan to Ashley for out number 2. So back up at the top of the lineup with Zoe Mallory, who takes first pitch slow ball for strike 1. We'll mix in a few more pitches here. She's can be a dangerous batter, but usually not if she's just laying down bunts. No problem for Nan. Once again, guns it to Ashley for the third out. And already having one of her better offensive days with a walk and a run scored, but see what she can do this second time up as Judy basically hits her in the head with the first pitch for ball 1. And it's too good of a pitch to not swing at, and they were way out of position there as Nan laces it, honestly, into left field for a pretty clean single. If Stan had been actually standing on third base there, I think he might have caught it, but if they had had a worse left fielder, it might have even been able to go for 2, but Cindy out there does a pretty good job. But solid single from Nan, and gives Pablo a chance with the runner on base once again. And as that runner is Nan, we are going to at least try for a power swing here. If we can get a good pitch to hit, preferably. Yeah, pretty good pitch to hit, but Pablo just kind of grounds it into the ground. That is going to be enough to get Nan to second, though, as Judy didn't field it particularly well.
I'm going to smash the ball out of here.
So not a super great situation, but Ashley came up big for us last time. Take that pitch? I don't know. It was good. It was high in the strike zone. I'd rather get something a little better, which that wasn't really either, honestly, but it's alright. Getting Nan out, trying to advance to third, but just the one out. So now Pablo on second and Ashley on first for Sydney.
I'm going to smash the ball out of here.
Trying to find something a little closer to middle height of our strike zone this time. Definitely not that pitch, which misses low. Walk would also be totally fine here with Susan up next. Okay, honestly, that I just whiffed through that one. Wasn't quite the location I was looking for anyways. That one is a strike, unfortunately, catching the high part of the strike zone. So Sydney has fallen behind 1 and 2, but pretty easy decision on that hook that stays well inside. So 2 and 2. I got a swing at least at this one. And she swings well. But it's going to get Pablo out at third, unfortunately. Another nice play from Cindy out in left field. That brings Susan up now with 2 outs and 2 on. And first pitch to Susan, quite a bit above the strike zone for a ball. Until we get to 2 strikes, we'll stick power stance here. That might have just been like the best pitch we could get, even though it's a little outside the strike zone. Might miss that one. Especially as we've worked to a 3-0 count here, and a walk is not as good of a hit in this situation. So with that, we swing away on a 3-0 count, and Susan crushes it to right field over the chain link fence. Pulled that one perfectly down the right field line. That went quite a ways, I think. Now 444. So nothing too special, but nice 3-run home run scoring Susan and the Weber twins. Thankfully, does not result in Jordan coming up with bases loaded. So, tend to not swing away with a 3-0 count, kind of like the unwritten rule in real life, but that was too good of a pitch and too good of a situation to not swing away. And that was a little ugly little pop-up from Jordan. Got to keep that ball, if not on the ground, at least closer to it than that. We'll be leading off with Vincent, Fabian, Chucky in the top of the fifth. But for now, here in the bottom of the fourth, we've got Shane Smith at the plate for the Royals, who got out to his first time up. Try to bunt or maybe just a little grounder. Also interesting for the Royals right now is that Judy is still on the mound. She didn't immediately switch off when I got to 5+ runs, and then the inning ended. So as Jordan popped up his first pitch. I don't even remember who was batting there. That was Molly. So high bouncer that Ashley at first base fielded and took back to the bag all by herself for the second out. This looks like it's going to be another single from Cheryl. Yeah, just hit it not where our defenders were, hit it where the defense ain't, as the saying goes. So Cheryl reaches with another single. Stan hits the ball hard and well, but right at Jordan in center field, but Jordan cannot make the catch. And we can't relay it over to third in time to get the advancing Cheryl. So do need to be a little cautious here, pitching to Grace Tipton now. 2 outs in the inning. Cheryl on third base and Stan on first. So just hoping to induce some weak contact from Grace here, and that should let us get out of the inning. Instead, she strikes out for her second time in this one. At least believe she has a pretty high contact rating, but who can say? So third strikeout of the game for us, and we go to the top of the fifth. Vincent, 2 for 2 so far. That one was good, but unfortunately right at Zoe at shortstop. So Vincent with a quick first out. Got a good pitch to hit, so figured I'd swing away. Just needed to locate it a little bit better. As Grace Tipton comes in to pitch, sending Judy Obwanza out to right field. First pitch, nasty hook, low and inside for a strike. Second pitch, big stinky cheese, a little above the outside part of the strike zone. And then Fabian crushes it, but not over the chain link fence in right center. Just a long single for her, and that could spell trouble with the way our batting lineup is constructed, but we'll see what we can do here with Chucky at the plate. Fabian standing on first with her first hit of the day. Really needed to drive that one towards left field, Fabian. Chucky hits the ball pretty well. Looks like an easy out at second, but easy enough for him to make it to first successfully. But does mean 2 outs in the inning for Nan Porter here. So gonna need for her to either draw another walk or put a nice swing on the ball once again. So she's had a couple of those things so far in this one. That was a tempting pitch, but again, kind of trying to work that walk angle. So we'll take it. Less nice pitch, definitely a strike though. So has fallen behind 1 and 2 here. That meant pretty much definitely needing to swing at that pitch, and now we're just hoping to get lucky, but we do not. And retired for the first time in this one. And we're now up to 7 runs on 16 hits. Some of those kind of misleading hits, as they often are in backyard baseball, but still would be looking for a higher run total here, of course. Right, this is Cindy Chang. I don't know why I'm messing around with hooks. And she ultimately goes down on strikes and picking up her 4th strikeout. So Olga now up. Ooh, whiffs through a low and inside slow ball for strike 1. Nobody really needs this more juice currently, so I'm just going to hold on to it. Swings right through another low and inside slow ball for strike 2. Puts a pretty good swing on it for when facing strike 3 there, but caught by Chucky fielding at third base. So Judy up to bat, who swings right through a first pitch, low and inside slow ball for strike 1. And as Nan goes right back to that spot, Judy makes contact, bounces off Nan, and that's actually going to be enough for a single, as it took Nan way too long to get back up and do something with that one. So runner on first for Zoe here. Oh, Nan misses way outside with that left hook. Got away from her a little bit. Zoe whiffs right through a right hook on the low and outside part of the strike zone. Not generally where I prefer to throw it, but with Zoe's batting stance, it was pretty risky to go inside. Ultimately, she just lays down a bunt that pops up pretty high in the air. Not high enough for Nan to catch it, but short enough for Nan to easily make the play. So side is retired despite the hit, quote unquote, from Judy. As Pablo steps in, and this time takes one deep to left field for a solo shot. He has not had a whole lot of homers this season, period, but got a pretty good pitch to hit and turned on it down the left field line for a quick 402-foot home run. Very much a line drive home run there, but we take our runs however we can get them. Gives us a 8-0 lead over the AI Royals here. And as we listen to Pablo's world-famous home run trot music,
I'm going to smash the ball out of here.
brings up Ashley Weber behind him with nobody on and nobody out. Ashley takes a first pitch inside, maybe low, but ball 1 regardless. Swings right through strike 1 there. Was on the inside part of the strike zone, so kind of a meh location. Should have stayed on open for that one, honestly. Ashley just pops it up short. easy for Grace to field for out number 1. So let's see if Ashley's sister Sydney can do any better. Good swing. Bounces in front of Shane in center field, just barely. So solid single for Sydney there. Brings up Susan Gore. And with our lineup as constructed and trying to pick up a couple more runs here, we're going to start out on power with Susan. And as we take a first pitch strike low and inside. And looks like that power swing is going to reward us here. I think that one's just out. Phasing through the tree in left center field there. Nice 2-run home run from Susan. Her second home run of the game. 371 feet this time. Gives us a 10-0 lead as we turn things around at least a little bit here. Hoping we can get back around to Fabienne to give her one more shot at it as well. We need one of Jordan or Vincent to reach base successfully to get to that point. So that's our next goal in this process. Jordan, good swing right at Zoe, but she drops it. So a technically single at least for Jordan. Means that we're at least pretty likely to get back around to Fabienne. Do need to avoid a double play here, which would be costly on a number of levels. As Vincent takes first pitch high and outside for a strike, unfortunately. And fouls back the second one to quickly fall behind 0-2 here. Well, just barely do not get Jordan to second despite my sprint attempts, but with Fabienne being the double play partner on that one, or sorry, with Olga being the double play partner, Vincent makes it to first in plenty of time, and that brings up Fabienne Callahan, as we were hoping for. Takes first pitch for a strike, though. Reached for that one, but on that kind of sweet part of the outside, just outside the strike zone away. And we foul it back. So foul by 0-2 and then take the third pitch for a ball to go to 1-2. Fabienne pokes that one, I think foul, and hopefully, yeah, thankfully out of play enough to not get caught over there. Would have been an interesting one if it had stayed fair. I don't think out, but Fabienne laces that one right at Shane in center, who does not make the catch. And we ultimately are able to get Vincent all the way to third. But we need a pretty good swing from Chucky here, or some other tomfoolery to get Fabienne across. We're gonna try this. And we're ultimately just gonna swing at it, and that looks like it's gonna. Yeah, that is gonna end it. On our side of things, at least. This hit just funky enough that it took a little while for anyone to make a play on it. So nobody really tired, so we'll just hold on to this juice and see if Nan can get us out of here with no damage done by the AI, which would be a nice change from our last couple games. So far has Shane Smith at a 0-2 count. He's gotten out both times and struck out once and now twice on the ball game. So another strikeout from Nan here, and still on in relief of Chucky. Brings up Molly May with one out and nobody on base. Molly grounds it hard, but right at Sydney at short. Guns it across to her sister Ashley for the second out. 2 for 2, Cheryl Reynolds now up with potential final batter of the Royals here as they have 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Thankfully, she hasn't really been coming to bat with runners on base. She's just been the one getting on base. And has fallen behind 0-2 here. I don't think any of these power-up pitches are any more likely to work than just throwing some low and inside heat to Cheryl. She swings right through it. Dan picks up strikeout number 6, and we pick up our win here. So a 10. Sorry about that. A 10-0 win for us over the Royals. Pretty good showing. Definitely still missed some chances, but an improvement over some of our more recent games, I would say. Definitely some big swings from Susan for us. So she had 2 home runs and missed that other one by pretty much inches off the fence. So all kinds of good swings from her in this one. Less so from our other power hitters. Pablo got a little lucky for the most part with his hits and had the one big solo shot line drive swing. And Fabienne did not come through for us in this one. Somehow managed 2 singles, which is not necessarily her area of expertise. And sorry as the music has stopped as I was trying to get my score submitted. And we'll go ahead and get our box score printed out as well in just a second, but that's going to do it for me for this week. Thanks for tuning in if you made it all the way through this one, and we'll be back at the Reds for week 11 next time out.